How's it going, guys? Texas Man here. I apologize for whatever reason. My computer just had a glitch while I was recording part 7 of Delta Force. So we're just going to be continuing off. We're going to be starting at the middle of page 50. I apologize for that glitch in the past video, and we're just going to be continuing where we picked up. We're going to be picking up where we left off, and I hope you guys enjoy. Sorry about the glitch earlier. General Phil Ted BJ, the armed fleet has arrived here and are locking on missiles and guns, said a droid on the leader's core ship. Engage our entire fleet against them all. We have to hold them off so Delta Force and General Ace can complete their mission, said General Phil Ted BJ. Within a minute, the fleets were engaged in total war, and every ship and fighter was taking hits. Sadly, General Phil Ted BJ's ship was compromised by having a breach in the ship's hull. The general left the command bridge, journeyed to the hangar bay, and entered a core fighter and blasted into the battle scene, while the ship eventually blasted into a million pieces. Phil Ted BJ armed an atomic missile and headed towards the armed ship. Nikolai and Nathan were on board. Nikolai, we have a fighter with an atomic missile locked onto us, said a demon on the leader's armed ship. Then fire guns and send missiles, ordered Nikolai. Guns began to blaze past General Phil Ted BJ's fighter, and he looked to see 10 hydrogen missiles headed his way. The general fired the missile button. However, the missile was jammed. General Phil Ted BJ looked to see the missile still coming towards him, and before his death, he spoke these words: "Long live the Corps and God." The missiles impacted the general's fighter, and he died. Soon after, the core fleet of droids were dead also. Sad but true, Delta Force's army was gone. One thing that is certain is their deaths reduced the demon army from 4,000 to 2,000. Look, said Ash. Delta Force and General Ace stopped their walk towards the town, looked up to the sky, and became in total shock. The group realized the core fleet had lost, defeating the armed fleet. At least they gave us an opportunity to have a head start on locating the devices, said Dave. Let's keep moving onwards to the town. It should not take us much longer, said Douglas. Dad, we have 2,000 demons left, said Nathan. Perfect. Have my fleet remain here in space, Demon General Jesse, while my son and I take armed fighters and land near the NS-17-14. My son and I will end Delta Force and General Ace once and for all, said Nikolai. Nikolai and Nathan left the armed ship, took armed fighters, and landed near the remains of the NS-17-14. Delta Force and General Ace arrived at the unprotected town, filled with busy humans. On the other side of the town, you could see fields filled with farmers and barns, similar to the ones on the planet Delta Mega. The town consisted of several businesses, such as a bakery and a grocery store, and homes for its average 200 residents. Hello there, said a man, walking towards the group in the street of the western-looking town. Hello, replied Douglas. You do not know who I am, asked the man. No, is there a reason we should, asked Douglas. You're the team that everyone on this planet has been talking about, said the man. So who are we, asked Douglas. You are Delta Force and Droid General Ace, answered the man. And you are, said Douglas. Please forgive me for not stating my name. I am Henry Warren, son of the Henry Warren that died while helping the 2nd Unifor team during the Galaxy War, said the man. Suddenly, several gas-powered jeeps drove by the group and out of the town. Suddenly, several gas-powered jeeps drove by the group and out of the town with people, weapons, and food. We are on a mission to locate 2 devices, and we think they may be on this planet. Would you like to help, said Douglas. Yes, I would, answered Henry. Suddenly, several more jeeps drove past the group and out of the town. Why is everyone leaving this town, asked Evan. We're all leaving this town and moving to the one that lies on the other side of the mountain range, to a town with a perimeter fence to protect us, said Henry. Why? Is there an outbreak of a disease or something tragic taking place? Asked Ash. We must all leave, for this town is located in what is known as the Spinosaur's stomping ground, said Henry. I take it that is a threat of some kind, said Dave. Yes, it is. This area will become the teleporting Spinosaurus' area to come and mate, for it is mating season as of now, said Henry. Chapter 5. the mountain, the cave, and the submarine. Nikolai and Nathan Sith landed their armed fighters near the remains of the NS-7 T-14, boarded a speeder from inside of their fighter, and headed towards the nearby town Delta Force General Ace and Henry Warren were at. "Dad, behind us," said Nathan. The Siths looked to see 20 teleporting Spinosauruses chasing after them. "Keep heading for the town, my son. We have to complete our mission to bring back your mother, destroy the core, and rule the universe," said Nikolai. The Siths continued to head towards the town, unaware of what lied ahead of them both. "We must leave this town immediately, for we are the only people left in this town," said Henry. The group all sat down in a gas jeep, and Devon drove the vehicle in the direction Henry instructed him to go. "Head towards the mountain range," said Henry. Devon put his right foot on the gas pedal, and the squad of Corps members headed for the perimeter-protected town. As time passed by, the sound of two different things approaching the group in the jeep was heard. Ash looked behind to see the Siths on speeders chasing the Corps members, and the 20 teleporting Spinosauruses teleporting behind the Siths, trying to eat them. "Devon, drive faster! We have Nikolai, Nathan, and 20 Spinosauruses on our back!" yelled Ash. Devon looked into his left side mirror to see the people and the 20 monsters coming closer. Douglas's younger brother pressed down on the gas pedal with even greater power than before, increasing the speed of the jeep to 80 miles per hour. "Look out!" yelled Deborah. Suddenly, the 20 Spinosauruses teleported in front of the jeep and the speeders. Devon put the jeep to a halt by pressing down on the brake pedal, causing the Siths to leap out of the two speeders 2 seconds before the vehicles impacted the backside of the jeep. "Get out and run towards the cave in the mountains," said Douglas. The 20 Spinosauruses took turns smashing the jeep, and eventually it exploded. The monsters looked to see the two Siths with their lightsabers activated and charged towards them. While Nikolai and Nathan battled the Spinosauruses, Delta Force General Ace and Henry Warren headed for the cave's entrance and began walking inside of the structure. Nikolai and Nathan struggled to kill the teleporting creatures because of their size and ability to move great distances before being attacked. Eventually, though, Nikolai and Nathan had sliced and diced every leg of the 20 Spinosauruses, and afterwards drove their lightsabers numerous times through each of the monster's brains to end the creature's lives. Once Nikolai and Nathan finished defeating the teleporting Spinosauruses, Nathan looked to see Henry as the last one to enter the cave, and entered a clip of ammunition into his death gun, which he carried on his belt. Nathan aimed his death gun at Henry and pulled the trigger. Delta Force and General Ace looked behind them to watch Henry Warren transform into a pile of dust at the cave's entrance. "No! Not again!" yelled Henry, remembering the scene on the planet Cassandra when his wife Amanda was also killed by the blast of a death gun. "Devon, seal the entrance to the cave," said Douglas. Henry began to cry for the loss of another friend and ally to Delta Force. Even though Henry Warren was not a member of the team, he was not well known as General Ace. Henry could not bear the heartache of the passing of a noble and honorable man for leading the group out of the Spinosaurus' stomping grounds. Soon after, everyone else in the cave realized what had just taken place in front of their own eyes, and showed their heartache in a variety of ways. Devon, after quickly finishing his tear session, activated several grenades he had removed from his belt and placed them at the cave's entrance. "Get down!" yelled Devon. The grenades exploded 2 seconds later. Rocks smashed down to seal the entrance, and a cloud of smoke was formed, blinding the group of 7 in the cave. Once the cloud of smoke vanished, Delta Force and General Ace began to travel the cave's path, hoping it would lead them to the surface or somewhere else, promising a way to escape the cave. Nikolai and Nathan looked to watch the cave collapse and prevent them from pursuing Delta Force and General Ace. "Let's start walking through the mountain range and reach the town nearby. My guess is that they are headed that direction," said Nikolai. Nikolai and Nathan walked and walked for what seemed like days without end. However, after only 2 hours, the Siths reached a position in the mountain range to be able to see a town full of humans, with a perimeter protected fence all around the area. Then, Nikolai looked towards a group of mountains located on the other side of the town, and remembered that one of them contained the old X3 mountain base. "Let's get inside of this town, steal a gas jeep, and head for those mountains," said Nikolai. Why, Dad? Asked Nathan. Because I have a feeling that Delta Force and General Ace might be headed that direction towards an old Unit 4 base, said Nikolai, not telling of the X-3 not to confuse his son. As Delta Force continued onwards in the creepy cave, with stalagmites and stalactites forming together, the group came to an enormous opening to a pool of water, with a surprise lying halfway above the water. A submarine. What is a submarine doing in this cave? Asked Ace. More importantly, why is a submarine with what appears to be markings of X3 all over its hull? Asked Deborah. Look, said Devon, having already leaped onto the submarine and sitting on the submarine's entrance hatch. What do you see? Asked Douglas. Nothing. It is pitch black down here, replied Devon. How do you know? You didn't even open that. You didn't even. How do you know? You didn't even open the hatch, said Dave. The hatch was already open when I leaped over here, said Devon. Suddenly, a gigantic bat the size of 2 humans blasted out of the hatch. The bat flapped its wings and pushed Devon into the pool of water. Delta Force and General Ace aimed their blaster rifle or their machine gun arm and began to pump the bat with lead. The bat screamed loudly and flew towards the group, who were firing at it. Just before the bat reached the firing group's position, Devon leaped out of the pool of lime green water, stood up on solid ground, and threw his golden lightsaber into the back of the bat's head. Devon walked over to the bat's corpse and retrieved his golden lightsaber. Nice throw, said Douglas. Delta Force and General Ace boarded the submarine and located the vessel's control room. Devon, dive this ton of metal and navigate us through what appears to be an underwater passageway, somewhere the X-3 knew of. My guess is it will end near the old X-3 mountain base, said Douglas. Delta Force and General Ace sat down in front of the shielded glass window. Devon started up the engines, sunk the submarine, and began driving the vessel through the passage. All were hoping that this would take them to somewhere helpful, and maybe even the location of the time machine and the super weapon. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here. I appreciate you guys all watching. Look forward to the next part coming out very soon. You guys have a great day.